I probably did not comprehend the ethic of nonviolence. Like, I just didn't get it, you know? But I always knew, like, when I read that speech, I still didn't get it. But the fact that he would hold the United States government to the same standard, as he said in the speech, that he would hold, you know, young folks in the ghetto on the west side of Chicago, I thought, wow, okay, well, he really believes it. So there was this sincerity. It has taken years, and I've tried to work this out in my work, to understand nonviolence as an ethic. And I understood it in Israel. King would talk about, like, the corrupting influence of violence, like what it did to the soul. And I have to say, and this is really, really important, as much as I saw my world through the eyes of the Palestinians, I saw what I can only describe as an alternative history through the eyes of Israeli Jews. I understood how pain, oppression, genocide, how you can take the wrong lesson from it. And how you can take the lesson that the real problem is that I did not have power, that I did not have the guns. And, like, it was sad. I went to Yad Vashem, and it was a deeply, deeply moving experience. Like, just incredibly, I can remember coming in and the first thing I saw was like this collection of home movies that had been taken before the Holocaust. And it just, I mean, it broke me. And I walked through, and anybody tells you it wasn't as bad as they say it was bad, it was worse. And I was so clear on that. And I got to the end. And I walked outside. And there was a line of young soldiers out there with guns. And I just thought, what would it mean for all of the suffering that I've endured as a black person individually? What would it mean for all of the violence that we've endured ourselves, for all the babies that were bombed in churches, for the fact that we as a people are the products of rape and sexual assault, that it marks every one of us, down to our genes? What would it mean to have suffered some 250 years of enslavement, a period longer than our time of freedom? And to derive from that what we really need is power. And what we do with that power really doesn't matter as long as we safeguard ourselves. I was watching the news yesterday, and I saw, in fact, my congressman actually. And journalists asked him, he said, how do you measure the amount of death, the body count? At what point is it enough? At what point do you say, you know what, this is actually too much, this is actually tipping into something? And my man couldn't give a number. He couldn't say when it was too much. And some people will watch that and get angry, and I understand that. And I watched it and got really sad because I understood it. And I understood in me how the rage, the anger, the deep felt pain of your own oppression, how you can take the wrong lesson from it. And that's really what King was trying to ward. Then I got him. You understand what I'm saying? Then I got, like, he would always talk about nonviolence for your soul. You know what I mean? And then I got it. Like, I really, really understood. So, you know, as much as the lessons were really, really clear that I got, and as much as I, thank, my Palestinian host, I have to tell you, I mean, the opportunity to observe Israeli society was like it was a peek into a way not taken, maybe because that wasn't an option. Thank God it wasn't an option. But there was a deep, deep sense of sadness. It was the most unsafe place I've ever felt in my life. And I don't mean in the occupied territories. I mean in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. I felt power. I felt people with power. But I didn't feel a safety.